And welcome back to Who Would Win, pre-recorded on Tuesday instead while it's coming up on Wednesday. This comes to us from Brandon Whitman, who asked the question, who would win in a fight, Orihime or Sakura Haruno? Orihime inoue. What is her last name? I know it's like it's like there's like one consonant in her name. Give me a second. It ended up becoming Kurosaki. Spoilers for anyone who has never finished Bleach. But her initial name is Orihime inoue, Inoue. Anyway, Orihime versus Sakura Haruno. Now, I can see that because they're two of the main characters in the respective franchises, and both were very popular at the time. At the same time. Orihime is, I want to say she was around 16 years old before the final time skip at the very end of the series. She's a standard human girl. Well, it's standard. By all accounts, she is an average human girl. She does have a little self-defense taught to her by Tatsuki, but comparatively, she is not a hand-to-hand fighter. But she does carry with her several abilities that all stem from her, and I'm going to get the name. I just had the wiki up, so I'm going to get that name. I'm going to get these abilities right now. That all stem from her. Getting down to the abilities, yeah. Involves incantation manipulating the Shun Rika into groups. So essentially, you mother. The wikis are great because they are technically made by fans, but they usually get all the information in there. But in terms of legitimately operating them, they tend to lag a little bit. Anyways, yes, the Shun Rika, because she has a 6-petal flower shaped hairpin that was a gift from her brother. And then when she became spiritually aware, they take on her power. And her power is the Shun Rika are these 6 little fairies, basically, named in order and appearance Ayame. They all a little quiet personality in charge of healing abilities. Bigon in charge of defense. Hinagiku, charge of defense. Lily, also in charge of defense. Shunsho, who's basically kind of like the leader, sort of. Wait a minute, friendly male spirit? That's a man. Am I looking at this right? I could have swore that was a chick. It appears female in the anime. All right. Along with healing, and Tsubaki, who's in charge of attack. Tsubaki is he's got a very boisterous and kind of loud person. Not loud, but he's kind of defiant in many ways. But Orihime is a very gentle girl. She doesn't like fighting, but she will do what she can to protect her friends. She's also kind of quirky, likes really strange food combinations. She's spiritually aware, though, honestly. She has spiritual power. Frankly, she's not, compared to other individuals in the Bleach world, she's very low on the totem pole. She's able to get, as they say, she's able to get close to several battles between powerful opponents without being overwhelmed, like Ukihara and Grimmjow, Ichigo and Ukihara, who were well above normal captain-level combatants. So she can withstand a lot of energy. During her basic training in Kido Gugaku, she demonstrated natural talent for precise spiritual energy, but that's given the nature of her abilities. Durability. She is strong and survives several assaults from Lolly and Melodia, who involved physical attacks using bullets. So she's on the durable side. Particularly, it's noted that her head is quite strong. Like, she's got a very thick head. She is quite talented in martial arts, surprisingly. She's actually on a black belt level, but she just doesn't utilize it very much. Memory Chikan resistance. Able to recall the events of her brother fight. Okay, I have no idea what that would have to do anything. But her Shun Rika basically gives her the ability to use several different techniques. And eventually she learned to use techniques without incantation. So basically it was all a matter of practice. basically Saten Keshu. Saten Keshu was basically it's a targeted sphere. It's like a triangle shield between her and enemy targets. Into a shield, and then the incantation arranges into an hour shield. Because the barrier often rejects negative. Because it rejects negative effects, it functions as a airbag of sort, allowing Orihime and anyone else nearby to survive potential fatal hit. Orihime later shaped this into a dome-shaped barrier large enough to hold herself and other individuals. That said, though, however, it's also nowhere. Her effects, as powerful as they are, can be easily overwhelmed against the right opponent. So, like, I believe it was Yami, the 10th Espada at the time, who was this big lumbering guy, who really just smashed right through it eventually, and like really messed her up, but she ended up surviving. Soten Keshu is the healing technique. It surrounds something and to return it to its former complete state. As I believe it was stated by Eisen, it rejects, reverses, and reconstructs phenomena that have occurred, even phenomena that Orihime hasn't witnessed. The incantation doesn't matter. The shield itself means that around it means that they repel the damage within a limited area. In other words, they return a subject covered by the shield to the state they were before taking damage. She fully restored Grimjiao's arm from nothing. It's a rejection of events, basically, as Eisen stated. It's rejecting space. And I think he even referred to it as, as he referred to it, far more powerful than temporal regression or spatial regression. It is a power that trespasses into God's territory. Despite how low man on the totem pole, or low woman on the totem pole, if you're going to get sexist about it, which I wouldn't, Orihime is, in terms of overall power, her actual abilities fall into a very weirdly powerful category. She fully restored Grim's arm. She was able to limit and reject and negate any kind of event that happens to her. Originally, it wasn't able to restore Tsubaki, but then someone else was later to. She can she can fully resurrect the dead. She can quickly heal once. It takes longer to replenish the patient's Ryatsu. Large amounts of foreign spiritual pressure would make her power, or makes her power to reject ineffective. So basically, someone with a large enough amount of energy can do that. Then Koten Sensu, which is the offensive, basically Tsubake's offensive technique. It rejects the fusion of matter and splits it. It has the ability to repel both sides of the shield. It breaks basically through the enemy and puts a shield inside and basically reject. So essentially, goes through an enemy shield and does that. Unfortunately, Tsubaki is powered by her killing intent and everything along those lines. So ultimately, if she doesn't, even if she's going up against someone who's weak, she doesn't have the intent. It won't matter. Even if she has the intent, she's up against someone who's powerful enough to reject it, or powerful enough to defeat her. She could lose the fight. And then there's Shiten Kosen. It combines the offensive and defensive properties. The incarnation doesn't really matter. Creating a triangular shield at the very instant of receiving attack, it disperses the resultant force as concentrated explosion, which automatically returned along the attack's opposite. So essentially, it's an exploding shield. So that's a pretty dangerous technique. But that being said, with everything else, and I know I've kind of rambled at this point, I still gotta get to Sakura, and we're almost at the 10-minute mark. She's pretty frail otherwise. She's still a human, and determination and impediment directly influences the effectiveness of her powers. Feelings like doubt or worry can make them weaker, which conviction makes stronger. Anyway, moving on to Sakura, who I'll admit, I like Bleach. I think I might even know a little bit more about Bleach than Naruto, but I probably know more could easily ramble off Sakura without ever having to look up things. Sakura was original member of Team 7. She's probably my least favorite character of Team 7. Probably not my least favorite character in the series, but I don't like Sakura. A lot of people don't like Sakura. And I think even Kishimoto, when he made the series, kind of made her with the intent in mind not to make her extremely likable, at least initially. But I mean, she started out being pretty weak, and then I was like, I'm going to get better and try harder, and eventually she did get stronger. So at her peak, technically speaking, her peak is her adult form, which, as far as we know, she didn't learn anything new. She probably just capitalized on what she already knew. So if we capitalize on what she already knew, that means she has healing abilities on par with not quite. I don't think it was quite on par with Tsunade, but she was getting close there. She was becoming a skilled medical ninja, so she can heal her own injuries. She can heal other people's injuries. Honestly, as long as they're superficial, she can heal them pretty quickly, like within a minute or two, or a couple seconds, really. But she can also, but if it's more serious, it will take longer. She's also a pretty skilled fighter, hand-to-hand combatant, because unlike Orihime, she is a trained ninja. She is a fighter. She's trained in stealth and combat. Compile that with the ability to use super strength, chakra enhanced strength, she can literally destroy boulders and blow off the tops of mountains with her fists. She is that powerful. With just her fingers, she can create a crater. So her power is not to be underestimated. Plus, she is good, skilled at. It said she has a knack for genjutsu. They never taught her. They never went with that route in her character. Probably would have benefited her if they did. But she's also got the substitution jutsu. She has the clone jutsu, which is an illusion jutsu. She has the transformation jutsu. She's also capable of using the summoning jutsu to summon slugs who can multiply, heal, and spit acid. And she also has a special seal that, like Tsunade, she stores chakra on her forehead, becomes like a diamond seal, and then it releases, and she basically has Wolverine-like regeneration after that. Now, the problem with Sakura, apart from all the other normal problems I have, is the fact that she also has lapses in, well, first of all, lapses in judgment, but also lapses in confidence and concentration, especially when Sasuke-kun is involved. God, I'm sorry. I know I'm harping, but she's just, I did not like her character. But early on, I didn't like her character. I went from not liking her to being okay with her as it went down, but she did some things even later on. I'm like, no, shut up. So I mean, Sakura is a extremely powerful fighter. She is a strong ninja. She is her generation Tsunade, who became Hokage, honestly. So I mean, how does this fight break down? Well, I always try to go for the most realistic scenario. However, it is one of those scenarios that's going to be difficult to pinpoint what the most realistic scenario is. Let's say during the Kaguya fight that when she was helping, she got transported to a different dimension, which just happened to be the Bleach dimension. Let's say it was going on during, I don't know, the 1,000-Year Blood arc, the last arc. So when Ichigo and Ichigo and Orihime are going to fight fight God essentially. She transports there. There's a brief debacle. Ichigo goes ahead and Orihime says, "I'll handle her." It's like, "You'll handle me?" It's like, "Yeah, but that, like, screw that, cha!" Which is her thing. It's like, cha, she throws the fish. It's like, yeah, and then she puts up, Orihime's got the reflexes to put up a shield. So blocks the shield, and it's the repelling shield. It's not the standard shield. It is more it's the advanced version. And it repels her attack back with explosions, and she goes flying. So so Sakura's just like, what the hell was that jutsu? It's like, and then just Tsubaki, and then she throws an attack out at Sakura. She is able to avoid it. She's meanwhile healing her hand up. So now she's coming in again. She's throwing some kunai, which she has definitely on her. Throwing kunai again, and Orihime just throws up a shield, just boom. It's like, nope, and then just throws the kunai back. Now Sakura uses that that as an opportunity, uses substitution, get in within Orihime's guard, and Orihime's just like, and Orihime, though, is also, is competent in martial arts, apparently at black belt level, so she's able to avoid the hit, just barely, gets a solid shot in at Sakura. Sakura then just is able to then react properly with a side kick and this hit her side. Now Orihime goes flying. She's durable but fragile at the same time. She's now got some broken ribs, so she uses her healing jutsu, Saten Keshu. Or was it? I can't remember exactly what it was. Point being is that she uses that, she starts healing herself up, and Sakura knows, it's like, what? It's like, and then she just has a look of determination on her, and Sakura's like, okay, something jutsu, Katsui, and then, the slug appears. It's like, yes, and then all of a sudden, Tsubaki comes and slices straight through the slug. It's like, but luckily, Katsuyu has very powerful regeneration capabilities. So they all go around, and like, now Orihime is a little worried because there's slugs around her, so she puts up a barrier. The slugs can't get through the barrier. Acid isn't working. They can't physically get through it. I would imagine she could probably expand her barrier to some degree. So she basically turns it into a repelling barrier, repels all the slugs off, blows them up. But Sakura comes in and just, and then just, boom, cracks the shield. But unfortunately, the resulting explosion is still too powerful, and the shield is just too strong. She cracks it, but she doesn't break it. Because strength-wise, I don't know. She doesn't have... Because chakra is made of spiritual and physical energy, they explain in Naruto. In the Bleach world, there is spiritual energy, Ryatsu. But, I'm just checking my phone. But it's a different kind of level. Like Yami, who was able to break through the shield with little difficulty, had enough energy, spiritual energy, to floor most individuals on the ground. Anyone who had a roughly high spiritual energy or above average could at least move. Other people just died immediately in his vicinity. But like Tatsuki at least was spiritually aware, but she was still floored. Sakura has chakra, which is partly spiritual energy, but she's never floored anyone with just the sheer presence of her chakra. So I have to put her on a lower scale, because even using her chakra to enhance her strength to that degree, I have to assume Yami could do the same thing. So she doesn't have the same type of chakra or energy as Yami does in terms of the amount. So I imagine she could probably crack it, and enough, repeated blows would break it. But the type of barrier that Orihime would be using would keep repelling her fist back, and she keep hurting herself. And then Orihime would just capitalize on her being in the midair. Now, the question is who wins the long-term fight? Well, she slices through Sakura and Sakura's like, and then Orihime just brings down her shield, and then boop, the blog is like, not the log, where'd that even come from? And then Sakura comes and just breaks Orihime's neck, just smacks her down, and she's dead. She just flat out killed. Because Orihime is not knows martial arts, but she's not trained. It's not like someone else in the Bleach universe. Any of the captains or Shinigami, they could take a hit from Sakura and keep going at least a little bit longer. The stronger ones could even take a hit from Sakura and probably just shrug it off. Orihime is just a normal person without any real, true physical training to her. She knows martial arts. She's got her abilities, but she's overall on the frail side, physically speaking. So ultimately, yeah, a true solid strike to the face at full power would break her neck. That would kill her. And because Sakura does have just better training overall, I gotta go with Sakura in the long term. But there is a scenario certainly where Orihime wins. She could tire out Sakura. Sakura's seal would wear out eventually, and she'd have to back to all enough times, or she could just trap Sakura in honestly the dome, and because it's kind of like it's kind of a separate space of existence, she wouldn't be able to substitute out of that. I believe that anyway. So, and then, do a killing blow or something like that. Or at least incapacitate her on some level. I'm going to go 70% of the time Sakura wins, because the 30% of the time, Orihime's abilities are something that Sakura just has never gone up against. And it's something that I think would throw Sakura for a loop. But Sakura just has the greater amount of abilities, the overall more competent level of abilities. Because Orihime's abilities are affected by her determination and mood. So ultimately, that's going to hinder her on some level. But I think 70-30 is a good way to put it. What do you think, though? You think it's closer or farther than me? You think Sakura wins all the time, or Orihime wins more than wins all the time? Put that in the comments below. Let me know. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. Do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superhero Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.